Welcome to Getting Real with John Natale. Today, guys, we have an unbelievable episode on digital presence, especially here in 2024, how important it is, what that all looks like, and we're going to break it down today. But first, guys, I have to take a minute to, one, thank you for listening and or watching this message right now. I am very appreciative of you giving your time to listen to my message, and it will never not be an appreciation of mine. We have a really big mission here at Natale and here at Getting Real. It is to fundamentally redesign the real estate industry so less agents fail, more agents find the life of their dreams, and help more and more people. It's a grand one. It's a big one. It's what we're all about here at Natale and all about here at Getting Real. If you could take a minute to share this episode, subscribe to the podcast, share it, listen to it, like it, do everything, I would be so damn appreciative of you. If you are interested in something in the Natale world, we have an unbelievable real estate company here in New Jersey. If you're in New Jersey, especially in the Monmouth Ocean, roughly those counties, we have a great company for you. Let's talk about it. In the links below, you find a very easy discovery call with me just to discuss your options here at Natale and what we're doing different. If you're in one of the other 49 states or in another country, we have a great coaching program that is growing exponentially. From when I started it less than 6 months ago, the amount of people coming in, the amount of talented people coming in, great agents, great team leaders, great brokerage owners. This is unbelievable what's happened these last few months. And if you want to become part of it, it doesn't cost anything to have a discussion with me. In the links below is a free discovery call with me to discuss your coaching options. We're changing the game when it comes to coaching. We're changing the game when it comes to a real estate company. And this podcast is part of it. And I'm appreciative of you listening, and let's dive in. So today we are talking digital presence. What is digital presence? Why is it so important? How can you improve yours? Is basically what we're going to discuss over the next little bit. First off, what is digital presence? It's kind of self-explanatory. It's your presence, what you appear, how you appear, where you appear digitally. So that's everything from your content, from your social media accounts, to Google, to Bing, to everywhere that someone can find you on the internet, to Zillow, to Homes.com, to Realtor.com, to your brokerage's website, all of it. Your LinkedIn, I can just keep going on and on. Everything entailed is your digital presence. And the importance of that is no matter where you are in the spectrum of creating content, putting yourself out there on social media, have a huge following, have no following, never even started, have a million reviews, have no reviews, have social media accounts set up, have no social media accounts set up. I don't care where you are in that grand spectrum of things. Your digital presence in 2024 is mandatory, and you have to kind of be all over the place and have a presence all over the place. And the reason being is when people look you up, you can't be a mystery. So let me give you a real good example of why it's so important, and then I'm going to list some places you kind of have to be. Why it's so important is even if you're creating a lot of content, say you're on Instagram and you're creating a lot of content, when people go into your links, they may search you a little bit and see what you have to offer there. However, many people take that off of your link in bio or off of your Instagram profile or off of your TikTok profile, and they start to Google you. So say everything looks awesome on Instagram. You're a stunning agent. You're killing it. You're doing a great job. Everybody's loving you on Instagram. But then they take it off and then they Google you and they can't even find you on a brokerage website. There's no Google page set up, Google business profile set up for you. There's no reviews of you. You can't find anything else. It's gonna really deter people. Think about it like when you look up any other industry. You see a great restaurant come up on your Instagram, like a great meal, and then you Google it and then say the reviews are terrible. Are you going to that restaurant? Probably not, even if their presence was great on Instagram. And so we have to start focusing as real estate professionals on what is our entire digital presence. What is people like? Is it on brand for you? Some of the best agents I know are kind of a little bit of everywhere. So they have a great social presence. They have an unbelievable presence on Google. They have a really sharp website. They do all these things on purpose. Why? Because everybody's going to research you beforehand, and everybody's going to look you up online, and everybody's going to want to see all these different things. And if it all adds to a cohesive message that you have your shit about you, they're going to want to work with you. However, if they don't get that message, so if they go to your website and it's literally from 2012 and it looks like crap and you have some decent reviews on Google, but you seem to be knowing what you're doing on social media, they still might not work with you. They might say, well, if their website's so crappy, maybe their work will be just the same. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's where you really need to start focusing on this stuff, guys, so it all improves. And in importance, I'm going to kind of give you the list of where your digital presence kind of needs to be. Number one, at the top, where you kind of, the top of funnel, the most amount of people find you, is going to be social media. So that means cleaning up your bio, having a nice headshot, making your bio easy to read, having a link in bio if you have the amount of followers that allows you to do so, having an email accessible. All of those things should be right there for a person once they find you on social media. Then your content obviously has to be great. You want to be growing a following. We talk about that a lot. However, bare minimum, like the social media is where it starts. And when it comes to social media, I'd say your big three in terms of video are YouTube, our TikTok, our Instagram. And then alongside that, some other big platforms you probably want to be on are at least Facebook. And if you're over the age of 40, Facebook is a must. And then on top of that, past Facebook, LinkedIn is another great one too. So if you have those 5, you'll be well off. Now, if you like the written form and you want to grow somewhere that not a lot of people are, X is a great platform for you. Threads as well, which is an Instagram extension. Not that many people use it after it launched about a year ago. However, it still could be a great platform for you. And if you're into that written form, X and Threads should be where you are. Again, you kind of want to have at least some sort of presence on everything. And my strategy with social media, and I've talked about this plenty in my podcast and my content, is not to say, okay, all 7 of these platforms, I need to be the best on. What you want to have is like one platform you are amazing on, and then grow to the others, and then have a full digital presence. Because we're not sitting all here with, marketing teams of $50,000 a month where you could spend and have all 7 platforms be amazing. But you can start with one and then grow. That's where your digital presence right now in 2024 starts. That is top of funnel. After that is definitely Google. And the amount of agents that I see that don't have any sort of Google presence is beyond me. So if you take one thing from this episode, I want you to stop this episode right now. And if you don't have a Google business profile, go and make one. Because that is right when they come off of social media, that is right where they go. So they search John Natale, Natale Realtors, whatever, and then there has to be something there for them to find. And you want it to be your Google business profile with some great reviews on it. So go set it up. It takes like 5 minutes. Put some nice pictures on there. Put your headshot on there. Put your logo on there. Put a map for where your office is. And then reach out to a few people that know you really well. Hey, I need a review. Here's the link. Reach out to a few more past clients if you have them. Here's a link. Please leave a review. If they've left a review, say somewhere else on Realtor.com, Zillow, or another one of your websites, take their review for them and say, hey, you wrote this review on Zillow. I just launched on Google, and all I need you to do is copy and paste this, here it is in the body of the email, to Google at this link. Make it easy for them, guys. Not doing it, people think it's like a very cumbersome process. It takes 5 minutes to set up a Google business profile. You'll be verified usually the next day, and then bam, you can start getting reviews. You can link your website to it. You can start putting pictures up. You can start putting posts up. That all helps. But having bare minimum when people Google you to find a Google business profile and find some darn reviews about you is so important in 2024. So that's where I'd focus next. Social media, build out and at least have the profiles set up and looking sharp and looking nice how they should. And then focus on Google. And then after that, depending on the brokerage you're with or your own sake, is your actual website itself. Making sure your website looks clean is so important. So many clients that I've gotten literally call me and they go, I was just researching you and I looked on your website. It's so modern, it's so nice, so easy to use, and I wanted to speak to you. It shows you to the fact that literally right when they get out of that social media, that Google bubble, the next place they typically go is your website. So making sure that has a great presence is built. It's really nice and easy to use. Doesn't need to be complex. It doesn't need to be cumbersome to a consumer. It literally just needs to have information about you. Properties needs to look nice. Buttons need to work. All of that stuff. Nothing should be misspelled. Double check everything. That is what's important out of a website. After a website, I would then go to your 3 big real estate professional or real estate portal websites. I don't like that they have so much control. However, making sure your profile, your presence there is looking sharp is important. So going to Zillow, making sure you have a Zillow account set up as an agent, making sure your headshot's there, making sure your bio is there, making sure your properties are linking from the MLS correctly, making sure you have reviews there. Very, very important. Even if you're not a Zillow Premier agent, it's still important because when people Google you, it's usually one of the first things that comes up. Next up as well is Realtor.com, making sure you have your headshot there, you have a bio there, your results are going there, you have reviews there. Same exact thing. And then now a new one, which is actually an old one, but has come back under CoStar, is Homes.com. Making sure that's all set up. And again, these don't take you, this whole entire thing to set up everything doesn't even take you a day. From all your social media accounts getting set up with a bio, your headshot, to getting on Google, getting your business profile, to getting a website set up. Like you can literally set one up today. Use Wix, any website builder, Google free website builder. I don't really care. Doesn't need to be that crazy. You could set it up today. And then lastly, all of those real estate portals, making sure those are set up. If you could have this web done tomorrow. If we're being honest, I don't care what day you're listening to this, by tomorrow you could have this entire thing set up. You could have your entire digital presence at least set up. Now, how to maximize it, right? You want what I work with my coaching clients on, I call guerrilla marketing. I shouldn't say I call it that. It's just what it's called. Guerrilla marketing is a technique where you have a presence in all different places. And we use it in terms of like our local community, how to become the local expert of choice. And so I don't spend $10,000, $15,000 a year on marketing in my community. However, we do things very smartly. Obviously, I have a huge personal brand on social media. A lot of people know me from that. However, we're also, when we do a township fair or there's church events, there's all different types of things that come around, especially in the summertime. All that different stuff, we're sponsors. And that doesn't cost a lot of money. Or we have a vendor table there. And so we have agents there with our logo, all that type stuff. When Little League rolls around, we have a sign up. We do different mailers. We have signs going in properties around all around our town. That is what actually makes your marketing dollars go a long way because you're hitting people in so many different mediums. You're not just the sponsor of Little League. That's not the only marketing effort you have. You have all these different ones, which maybe cost $1,000 for the entire year. And you're literally hitting people on their phones. You're hitting people when they go in the community. You're hitting people when they go to events. You're hitting people in all sorts of different ways. When they pick up like a brochure, an ad, something like that. That's actually how you market effectively to your local market. Now let's take that back, that guerrilla technique, to your digital presence. Again, you don't need to be the biggest person on TikTok, the biggest person on Instagram, the biggest person on YouTube, the biggest person on X, the biggest person on Facebook. It's never going to happen. Think about the biggest creators out there. Think about someone like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is massive on YouTube. I honestly have never, maybe 1 or 2 times, have seen Mr. Beast on TikTok. I've never seen him on Instagram. I've seen him on X, especially recently. He seems to be going in there. However, he's literally the biggest creator in the world. And you may go on Facebook or Instagram and never see him. It goes to the point where you have to literally understand it's about having a presence everywhere, but not being the number one person everywhere. You want to have one platform where you're kind of known for, and then go and move to other ones as you go on in time. That's the most important strategy, especially when it comes to digital presence. However, you want to seem like you were everywhere. So if people, one of the first things I do with most of my coaching clients is actually look at their digital presence. Like when I Google them, what are the first 7 links and what is the Google business profile? What social media comes up? Because it's so important. It's so important. And if you have at least clean profiles when people find you, that will make all the difference in the world. You don't have to, especially if you're a newer agent, you don't need to have 7,500 sales in your career for you to have a great digital presence. But if you have all these accounts set up, you have all these bios written out, you have everything that looks clean, same headshot everywhere, it will translate to a great, great experience for the consumer to get to know you a little bit. And that's all you want out of your digital presence, is for people to feel like they know you before they meet you, for them to have an interest in working with you before they ever even talk to you. That's what a great digital presence can do. So as long as you are everywhere in terms of set up and looks at least clean, you'll be just fine because you're going to take that same guerrilla marketing technique to your digital presence. So once you kind of clean this all up, have it all set up, the strategy is really simple, especially when it comes to let's talk about reviews and or keeping up to date on things. You want to keep up to date at the top of the funnel, right? At this social media level, you want to be on there daily. At the Google business profile, you want to be on there probably almost every day, at least probably 3 to 5 times a week with new posts, updates, different pictures going up. Your website, you're probably checking every once in a while for some updates. And then lastly, you obviously want to make sure these real estate portals are having updated reviews to them. So having, really concise email or something, or text that goes out to a client after a closing, after you give them a great gift, after you're hopefully throwing them their housewarming party, all those types of things, you want to make sure that you have some way to get all these great reviews that go somewhere. You want to be making sure that it is really easy to book an appointment with you. Just had one of our coaching clients, and she's actually now a coach herself, literally just drop into our group chat how someone, stranger off of Instagram, booked an appointment with her, did a virtual listing consultation, then she met with them, and then now she's listing their house. You want that ease of appointment. It's probably the last big piece of having a great digital presence. It's obviously being everywhere, keeping everything updated. Then you want to take it to the next step and make sure wherever people find you, they can find a way to book an appointment with you. So that's probably either your website, or if you have a link in bio, a stand store, something like that. People need to be able to book an appointment with you. I always talk about it in the beginning of my podcast episode. That's my ad, because I don't sell ads for these. It's very simple. You can book an appointment with me, and the links are all below. Having something that's accessible like that for people makes it easier for people to say, okay, you know what? I'm interested in something. I'm going to book an appointment. Same thing you have to do in your business. So when they find your website, they're cruising through it. They found you on Google. They saw great reviews. They've, somehow found you from Instagram. You want them to be able to say, wow, this is a great message. Here's how I book an appointment with, John, and I'm going to go book that appointment for Tuesday afternoon. Next big thing, once you have that great digital presence, you have an ease of way to book an appointment with you, is that calendar itself. I'm going to leave you with this point. That calendar itself one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is literally it's open from like 6 a.m. to like 9 p.m. at night. Every single appointment's open. Guys, actually either connected to your calendar, and then also just have specific times, because you should be in control of that calendar. Like if you go right now and just for example's sake, go down to book a discovery call with me, you don't see 24 hours of the day that you could book a call with. One, I don't have that time. It's also synced to my calendar, so it takes out the times that I can't. But I put in specific times for consultations, especially virtual ones. So go in, whether you're using Calendly, Google Workspace is what I use, so it gives me an appointment scheduler through my Google Calendar. All those types of things are really, really important, and they're part of your digital presence. 2024, we can't have it's like calling a restaurant nowadays to put in your order. No, you need to either be on an app, or you need to have online ordering through the website directly. It's just kind of what makes it easier for a lot of people. Same thing in our business. I know we're a little bit usually behind the times, real estate industry, but you can really clean up by having a great digital presence and an ease to book an appointment with you. And then have the follow-up systems. Okay, great. There should be a confirmation email that goes out. There should be a confirmation text that goes out. It's all part of your process. It's all part of your digital presence. And if you have a great one that's all encompassing on all these different platforms, my Lord, you are going to do great.